Are you going to the union meeting tonight?
No, I refuse to join a union. It's not professional.
I used to think that way, but not anymore. The union is here to stay, and I think it is a good thing.
Why do we need to have a union?
They communicate our views to the school board.
They demand to get more money and lighter workloads.
They work to get better learning situations for our students.
Like what?
They manage to get the school board to control class size and offer more courses.
Yes, they were helpful in those cases, but I still don't want to join the union.
Nearly 100 years ago, America's working people began to join together to improve their wages and their working situations. They formed unions. The unions presented a united position among workers in discussions with owners of businesses and factories. This idea became known as collective bargaining. Unions were started at separate local factories. Slowly, unions in several factories started to join together. As they gained size, the unions were able to gain strength and effectiveness. By the 1950s, unions were successfully representing their members in most American industries. Unions began as organizations for factory workers. Later, skilled workers such as electricians and plumbers organized into unions. Recently, professional people have also begun to form unions. Many teachers and nurses, for example, belong to unions. Today, the largest unions have several million members. The unions not only represent the workers in discussions with business management, they also train workers for jobs, give members money if they lose their jobs, and pay workers pensions when they retire. In many situations, a person is not allowed to take a job unless he belongs to the union. Unions have become established institutions of American industry. Unions and management have learned to work for the benefit of both workers and owners.
Are you going on to graduate school when you get your BA?
I've considered going on for a master's degree, but I may postpone getting it.
Why is that?
I think I'd like to work for a while before I start graduate school.
I've considered working for a while, but I don't want to put off learning Chinese.
Have you considered taking time off to go to China again?
I've thought of doing that. If I get a chance, I will. Otherwise, I'll finish the graduate program and then go.
With a graduate degree, you will have more opportunities. Most American university students study for 4 years or more to get a college degree. During this time, they are called undergraduate students. When a student completes his courses, he earns a bachelor degree, which will help him find a job. Many students postpone finding jobs. They stay at the university and work for a higher degree. Other students take a job for a few years. Then they quit working and they resume studying at the university. These students work to earn higher degrees, a master's or a doctorate. They are called graduate students. Graduate students specialize in a particular field of study. They study to become experts in this field and to learn new advances in their fields while they earn an MA or a PhD. Sometimes when they get an MA in one field, they begin studying another field. They hope that when they earn their graduate degrees, they will succeed in finding important jobs. They hope to get jobs that are interesting and high-paying. The life of a graduate student is often difficult. They are usually too busy studying to make a good living. Often they have to pay high tuition fees for their education. Some give up studying before they get their degrees, but most keep on working at their studies until they graduate. In today's world, most graduate students don't regret spending time with their studies. They are finding that things are changing very fast. New developments are occurring in all fields. For many, graduate study has become a necessity. I am happy I started carrying the credit card that the bank gave us.
Why is that, Kate? Did you use it to buy something?
I sure did. On the way home, I stopped at the store to buy beef for dinner. I forgot that I didn't have any cash with me.
And they permitted you to pay with the card?
Yes. They didn't even ask me to give them identification.
We have to be careful. If we lose them and someone finds them, the bank will charge us for what they buy.
How much has the bank authorized us to spend with the card?
$1,500. The bank encourages us to use the card, but they will also require us to pay them back.
You are right, Henry. I'll remember that. But the card sure makes it easy to spend money. Americans spend a lot of money in their daily lives. Working people spend money on transportation to and from work and on various expenses throughout the day. Americans enjoy shopping and buy many things that they need and want. They spend a lot of money on entertainment. They buy sports equipment, go to sporting events, and do many things that cost money. However, many Americans don't pay cash or write checks for these things. More and more, they pay for things with credit cards. Credit cards are small, rectangular, plastic cards. Banks give these cards to their customers. When the customer buys something at a store, he shows his card at the store. This authorizes the store to charge the bank for the customer's purchase. The bank collects all the charges for each customer. Then once a month, the bank requires the customer to pay all the charges for that month. The bank does not force the customer to pay the full amount. It allows the customer to pay for the charges in several payments over a period of time. However, the bank requires the customer to pay interest on the unpaid part of the charges. In this way, the bank allows customers to buy things they cannot afford at one time. People can use the card to buy what they want and pay for it over a period of time. They also do not need to carry a lot of money.
Mary, did you see the special on TV last night?
No, my folks wouldn't let me watch it. They wanted to watch something else.
What did they have you watch?
We watched the hockey team play their first game of the season. Dad wanted to see it.
I heard they won the game. Did you see them make their winning goal?
I saw them make it, but hockey doesn't excite me very much. What about the special?
It was great. It was on physical fitness and better health. It made me want to be more active. It convinced me to watch less television.
The most common form of entertainment in the U.S. is television. Nearly everyone watches television at some regular time in their daily lives, whether in the morning, at night, or on weekends. Most families have color television, and many have more than one set. Since its beginning, the television industry in the U.S. has been controlled by 3 companies. Those companies have formed networks of television stations in cities across the country. Each station televises its company's television programs. The 3 national networks are ABC, American Broadcasting Company, CBS, Columbia Broadcasting System, and NBC, National Broadcasting Company. Each network has news features, dramatic presentations, comedies, and sports events. Each network competes for a larger percentage of the television audience by trying to present programs with wide popular appeal. The programs are financed by advertising. Companies pay the television networks to display their products on television. The more popular a program, the higher the network can charge a company for commercials during the program. There is also a public television network. It has no commercials. Instead, it receives financial support from the government, some private corporations, and individual donations. Recently, a new type of television network has been gaining popularity. These networks are called cable television. Cable television companies sell television programming directly to the public. The viewer pays a monthly fee to the company. The company then installs a special line to his television set to receive the programs which he has paid the company to watch. Look at the beautiful things these people have made. I'm really impressed. I wish I could do something artistic.
So do I. It looks like a museum of art around here, doesn't it? Wood carving, glassware, jewelry, pottery, even clothing.
Let's walk around to each booth. I want to find something for my parents.
Are you looking for anything special?
I'm looking forward to finding something to decorate their new house.
Have you noticed these weavings? I am quite taken with them.
Yes, I have. They are beautiful, but a little expensive.
Why don't you take up weaving and make something for them yourself?
I don't have the talent or the time. I wish I did. For a long time, Americans preferred things which were mass-produced in factories. But recently, many Americans have taken up crafts of various kinds. They make things out of wood, metal, glass, wax, leather, and cloth. They usually design the things they make themselves, and often they sell what they make too. The work of these craftspeople has become very good and very popular. These people's crafts are sold at craft fairs. These are usually community-sponsored events. Some fairs are small, bringing together a dozen or so people. Such fairs are held in shopping centers or churches. At large fairs, several hundred craftspeople assemble their works for people to admire and buy. These fairs are held in public parks or on county grounds. County fairs are usually held on weekends when people are free from work and looking for things to do. The fairs are directed towards families. They offer rides and shows for the children to keep them busy while the parents look at the crafts. The crafts people buy include things to decorate their homes, clothes for their children, and gifts for their friends for holidays, weddings, or special occasions. People go to craft fairs rather than shopping at stores because they look for things that are different and original. They also look out for bargains. The prices for works of art at craft fairs are usually very reasonable.